Yo, welcome to the Juju Writes podcast. It's your boy, your host, the man of the hour, Justin, Juju Jackson. Man, this is episode 3 of the Juju Writes podcast, and I'm so excited to be able to bring this podcast to you guys. Not a lot of shows make it to episode 3, but I did, and I'm here. So, man, this week has been a big week, especially on YouTube for us and on the channel. You know, the channel has not exploded, but it's doing pretty good. We're at 23 subscribers at the time of recording this video. Hopefully we'll be like 24, 25 by the time y'all see this. But hey, you never know. I'm just focused on delivering great content to you guys and great value. And that's what I want to do. So this week was a big week for TV. Not so much for movies, just a big week for TV. As you guys know, or if you saw some of my shorts, that this week we had the 2024 upfronts. A lot of big news coming out of Amazon, YouTube, and Netflix. In terms of Disney, they get to show their shows, and what advertisers want to advertise and show their products in the different shows. So we had a lot of great news. We're getting a Legally Blonde show, a new show with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon, and a few other exciting things. We're getting a Spider-Man Noir series with Nicolas Cage starring. That's coming out of Amazon and MGM Plus Studios. So a lot of good stuff that they announced. We got an update on the Agatha show that's going to be on Disney Plus, and just some other things, and that's super exciting. But we can't ignore the big elephant in the room, which is Bridgerton season 3. I feel like I may be in the minority of men when I say I love Bridgerton. Bridgerton is like a guilty pleasure for me. I feel like a lot of Shonda Rhimes stuff is guilty pleasure for a lot of men, just because it centers, they're more female-centric stories, and it's centered around romance and love, and, some of like How to Get Away with Murder was like murder and all types of different premises, but love and all of that is at the center of it. And Bridgerton is very much romance centered, but I love it. The first season was goated, and with my boy Reggae John Pierre, I think it's Reggae John. It's Reggae though. That's my boy. First season with him and Phoebe, they killed it. Right. Season 2 was a follow up with my girl Simone. They killed it with that. And it seems like they're off to a great track in season 3. And so if you know anything about Bridgerton, you know that season 3 is the story that centers around Penelope and it's Penelope and Colin, Francesca, and really just those 3. And Eloise is there all the time too. But we got to get into Penelope. My girl Penn has been on the marriage market for 3 years. They saying, "Oh, girl is just gonna be a spinster, just a girl that runs around and goes to all the seasons until she finally picks up some old man at the very end." But my girl Penelope was like, "Yo, I gotta get up out my mama's house. It's insufferable. I need me a man today." And on the same day that she decides that, my boy Colin Bridgerton walks in. And now you all know that Penelope loves her some Colin Bridgerton, but Colin Bridgerton is like, I don't really know. That's my homegirl. I don't really know if I like her like that. And Penn like, man, this man will never love me. And I think she's kind of accepted that. So Penn is like, look, I'm a boss up. She goes to the Modiste and is like, look, I need a new look. I need new swag. Modiste is like, oh, for real? You come to the right spot. Modiste get her hooked up with these new grounds. They purposely made Penn look childish as hell with them yellow and green and just bright pink dresses. Made her look crazy. Made her look like a child, right? So Penelope in response, she goes and gets a more darker green with like hints of purple, more darker, seductive looking things that make it look more adult, because this is the marriage mart. Most of these girls are like, they're not even 18 for real. They're like 16, 17, which I mean, that is still a child, but like the way Penn was looking was more like 13, not more adult-ish. English during those times, they was just, marrying anything. They was into kids. And that ain't that ain't my speed. But back in those times, around the 1800s, that was a different world. But anyway, so she tried to boss up and get into more grown woman fashions, but Penn did not have grown woman energy. She was all nervous. She couldn't hold no conversations. She wrote better as Lady Whistledown than she did as than she talked. She had no sauce whatsoever. She got audience attention, right? Changing her look, but she did nothing to kind of boss up her interaction skills, right? So she goes to my man Colin and is like, Colin, look, I need some help, my boy. I need some help. And Colin's like, all right, I got you. I got the sauce. So I got you, Pen. And he give her lessons on how to pull a man and do all this and that. And realize, and I was like, Colin is the MVP for helping her out. Like, he didn't really have to help her out at all. But he was trying to help my girl Pen out. So he helps her out. And, I don't want to spoil it all the way, but it leads to some great stuff. If you've been watching Bridgerton, then you know she's best friends with Colin's sister, Eloise. Well, they had a falling out. And why tell me why Eloise want to go be friends with Cressida Cowper. Cressida Cowper is if you don't know, is the mean girl of the Bridgerton franchise. Like, she tries so hard to get a man. But I'm low key getting lesbian energy from their interactions. Not gonna hold you. You like what you like, but Cressida, this is also her 3rd year on the marriage mark. And I'm like, why can't Cressida find no man? Like, she's not ugly. She always be dressed to the nines, but can't find no man. It turns out it's that ugly spirit Cressida got on her. That's why she can't find no man. And she tried to be a knockoff of Regina George. And she's not even that, because Regina George always had a man. That's just me though. And so Cressida single. Eloise debuted, I think, last season, but she don't really want no man for real. I think we gonna get her story next season. Eloise need to do something, because she just running around trying to mess with Penn stuff and just gossip and chat. But we're gonna focus on the other Bridgerton, Francesca. I did not know they recasted that girl. I was like, where did this character come from? Where did Francesca come from? Because I had no clue that she was even next to be in the season. It was all about Penelope. That was what the buzz was around the entire season. But then we get Francesca. And I'm like, oh, okay, Francesca, why I didn't even know she was younger than Eloise. I'm like, she debuting on the marriage mark, like she ready. I'm like, okay. But Francesca's particular because she really, all she want to do is her music. She only really care about the pianoforte, and nothing's wrong with that. And she like, look, listen, I'm going to just get whatever man coming, and it's fine. It's cool. And the queen, she don't want to name a diamond, because the last diamond she named was old girl sister, who ended up with the older Bridgerton, with Anthony. That was her sister, and Anthony was messing with the sister, but fell in love with the older sister, and it was kind of messy, but it was kind of like, oh, they love each other, but it was like, girl, you stole your sister, man. But to be fair, she tried all her heart, all her might, not to end up with him, but she just couldn't stay away from that Bridgerton boy. And they together, they good looking couple. I love that for them. But Francesca really likes this black boy that came on the scene. I can't remember his name, but he low key, I think someone made a TikTok and was like, I like that autistic boy right there. And and I agree. He does give autistic vibes. Like, he was just like, yeah, I just want to sit in silence. Like, he came to her house during her calling hour, and he just sat there with her. They just enjoyed the peace, which is fine, but you don't know nothing about her. Y'all just sit in silence. And she starts getting Francesca starts feeling the boy a little bit. This boy is walking down the street. Francesca run up on him like, hey, how you doing? Blah, 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 trying to mac him up. He like, girl, you stopped me. What's up? She said, so you just stopped me to be nice and polite? And old boy was like, perhaps not. He was like, you stopped me. But then there was music in the background, right? And he's like, what's that music? And Francesca like, nah, he not even playing it right. If he slowed it down, put it in this key, he would be good. Old boy like, he got an idea and ran away. Francesca's like, man, this boy ain't on shit, cuz he ain't on nothing. She like, and then Lady Bridgerton like, you like him? And she like, no, I don't like him. I don't got no interest in him at all. And she ran off. I was like, oh man, the little boy done lost Francesca. But then at a later ball, he pulls up on her and he made sheet music in the right key, everything that she described. I was like, oh boy, it's like that. He was like, he said, I don't got many words, I know I'm a little special. I'm a little touched, but I believe in the power of actions, and this is what I got for you, baby. And she couldn't think after that. She read that sheet music. She was like, Mama, I'm going home. I'm going to play this music. This boy that made this music for me, I'm bouncing. And Lady Bridgerton was like, okay, well, all right, girl. Hey, it's up to you, baby. It's up to you. It's your world. I'm living in it. So, old girl ran off. But we end and they split it up into two parts. I don't know why they did that, but though this is part one, we only got 4 episodes. And at the end of episode 4, I feel like we got the end of really Colin and Penelope's story. Like they did everything but a hunch at the end of episode 4. And I was like, oh, I clutched my pearls. I was like, Penelope. But we all knew Penelope was spicy after she was writing all that stuff in Lady Whistledown. Check that. But I thought that was hilarious. So I'm excited to see the next 4 episodes. I think we got to get the conclusion of Francesca's story because we don't know what's going on with her and old boy, autistic boy. But she can't focus. She like that's my man. Oh, one thing about them Bridgertons like them a colored. I mean, and I don't know if that's because of Shonda. You know how Shonda be. Shonda love pairing up others with the Caucasian folks. She loved that. We can go to Olivia and her man. I'm sure there's a couple couples on Grey's Anatomy. Annalise and her man. Annalise and the white lady. Like Annalise did not like niggas. I was like, Annalise don't got no niggas. I was like, come on, Annalise. No, she did. That's a lie. Annalise was messing with. She was hitting on old boy, built guy, old rocked up dude. She was messing with him. Yeah, I remember that. Shonda knows balance. But them Bridgertons like them some others, because Daphne, she with old boy, reggae, with the Duke. Anthony is with Simone Ashley. I can't blame him, right? Francesca, like the little black autistic boy. So that's like 3 colors for 3 Bridgertons. Colin is gonna be with Penelope. So there you go. There's your couple. And then the older boy, he been messing with this divorced lady. But I don't know what his deal is, and I don't know why. Like what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, y'all. But I guess we'll figure out in the last 4 episodes that come out. I think it's supposed to come out June 16th. I don't know why they're making us wait that long. It don't take that long to binge Bridgerton. And people, that's bingeable TV. So we gonna binge it. I don't know why they're acting like, that ain't nothing. But anyway, that's the end of my Bridgerton talk. I could talk about that all day. But now we got to move on to the next segment. I want to give y'all an X-Men 97 recap because I talked about it last week. But X-Men 97, the finale, episode 10, dropped this week. I made a whole video about it up on my YouTube, so you can go over to the YouTube channel. But this show is goated. It is quite literally one of the best animated projects to ever exist. It is up there with Avatar: Last Airbender, Justice League Unlimited. They kind of fit into that same narrative and that same plane. I just don't see how many shows can pull that type of emotion out of a crowd and make us genuinely care for characters. They're all different, all diverse, all unique, and it's really dope to see played out because my love for X-Men kind of faded, after Fox really butchered them people and put them in black leather suits instead of the classic yellow and blue. Like, tell me why they were trying to be so serious. Like, I didn't understand the early 2000s making superheroes try to be super serious. Like, Daredevil's a pretty serious character, but what they tried to do, and then Spider-Man, You can't make Peter super serious anyway, because it's Peter Parker. Come on now. But Blade and all that, I think Blade started that tradition of making superheroes super serious. But at the same time, Blade saved Marvel, so you can't really talk too much about Blade. But Blade has that energy, and you can do that with Blade. With X-Men, it's like they do a bunch of wacky stuff. Like, it can only be but so grounded. And then to make the costumes all look trash, you know, come on now. But this series is really goated, and their work. I think they're pretty much done with season 2. So Paul Bo DeMayo, like I said, I don't know what he did, but you made them people really mad. You really pissed them people off because they ain't say nothing to you. You made a 10 out of 10 hit, and they was like, nah, but you still not coming back. So he must have did something, y'all. I don't know what he did, but damn, Bo, you really messed it up. Like you was working and you was in a Marvel bag. How you fumble a Marvel bag? Come on now. Chaos. Don't you know? I don't even want to talk about him because he just make me so mad. Because he be on Twitter doing all the stuff, talking about oh yeah, we did this and we did this, because I'm pretty sure he's assuming this going to be the last job he might get in Hollywood. It might give him a couple years to cool off, but they like Jonathan Majors. They treat him like Jonathan Majors, like you're fired. Now they might give him a couple years to get his stuff together. P.S. Marvel, give Jonathan his job back. He did not hurt that girl. And I know y'all had to do it because the optics was very messy and the public opinion had already been put out on that man. But come on, give Jonathan some time to rehabilitate his image and then get him back to work. Because I truly believe Jonathan Majors is a talent, a generational talent, and a truly talented actor who is needed, quite frankly, in Hollywood and in Black Hollywood. And to kind of like just forego him to completely and send him into ruin. Like, come on now. I feel like a lot of people are redeemable. Not Diddy. Diddy's not redeemable. Y'all had to see that tape by now, but Diddy's not redeemable. But Jonathan is redeemable. Now, if Jonathan had a tape come out that is like that Diddy tape, then I wouldn't be advocating for him to get no job back. Talent aside, he's done. He's done for. He's cooked. He's finished. Diddy is finished beyond repair. Jonathan, he with Megan Good. He been trying to make his appearances and do all that. Like, bring him back because we need him to appear in the next X-Men project. We need, and Jonathan is like the glue of this phase. So that's why I feel like Marvel's doing a lot of work in general to try to reposition themselves after making Jonathan, like, hyping up his character, Kang the Conqueror, if you don't know. And I mean, like, hell of a talent just to go down the drain. But X-Men 97 is the full season as out now. If you haven't seen it, binge it. Just watch all 10 episodes as you can because they're so short. They go like that. And you'll be like, dang, that was fire. That was fire. Yeah, I'm telling you. And it's a continuation of X-Men 92. So it feels like a part of a greater ethos, which is dope. So that's my little X-Men 97 spiel for you. But there was a book that I brought up in last episode that just came out called Blood at the Root. And you'll be able to see it on YouTube if you're listening to it on Apple Music or Spotify. But the YouTube people can see it. Here we go. Blood at the Root by Ladarian Williams. Man. So Ladarian this is officially a New York Times bestseller, y'all. Support Black authors. But I will admit, I have not read a lot of books by Black authors. And then when I opened this and, the AAVE is on the page. And I was a little shook. I was like, oh, hella ain't. All our little sayings is on the page. And I'm like, this is interesting. And I was shocked. I was like, oh, I would equate it to watching Baddies for the first time and like, oh my gosh, this is a brand new world. And I mean, it's not minstrelly in that sense. Like, it's not minstrelly, but it's like a shocker. And I was like, wow, like he went the authentic route with this. And it's good writing. Okay. It's not bad writing. It's good writing. And it's a compelling story, and I'm definitely gonna finish this because black people with magic, we don't get too many storylines like that. And this is New York Times bestseller, y'all. Get your hands on it. Get your hands on it. But when I was reading it, I was like, this reminds me of American Fiction. And if you haven't seen American Fiction, please go see that movie. So, like I said, support black art, black authors, black writers, black directors, black actors. Support black art, y'all. But anyway, so it reminded me of American Fiction because in American Fiction, the main character is this dude named Monk, and Monk is this serious author. Serious. He like all his stuff has like these greater meanings, and it's all this whole big thing, right? So Issa Rae plays a character. She plays another author who writes this, the it's to say it plainly, white people love the book. Like, oh my gosh, this is so real. It's gritty. It's authentic. Oh my gosh, it's just all this. And so Monk goes and checks it out, right? So Issa Rae is like doing a reading of the book, and she's like in the crowd, and the moderator is like, can you read us an excerpt from your book? And she's like, oh, absolutely. So I have the piece pulled up directly from the script so y'all can hear what it sounds like. But this is what Issa Rae was saying in that movie. She said, yo, Sharonda, where you be going in a hurry like's that? Donna asked me when she seen me coming out the house. Ain't none your business, but if I ain't you gots to know. I was going to the pharmacy. I looks back at the door to see if mama coming out. The pharmacy? What for, she asks. I says. Nah, she say. Hell nah, girl, you be pregnant again? Might be, I tell her. And if I is, Ray Ray gonna be a real father this time around. And y'all, in the movie, I bust out laughing because as a black author, as a black writer, to write like that, it's crazy. That's crazy to write and then put it on the page. And they like, yeah, this is like that. But in all honesty, nobody talks exactly like that. But somebody like listen to a City Girls track. You got it. Listen to JT. Go on a live. Watch Young Miami live, and it can be something. You can akin it to that. But, and I'm not saying at all that Blood in the Root is like that or that bad. But it's got like the ain'ts, the finnas. Let's see. Let me read y'all the first page of Blood at the Root so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Because it's like, oh snap, like, you get like sticker shock almost. So hold on, y'all. I'm flipping the pages. But here we go, y'all. Blood at the Root, chapter 1. I'm gonna read it. Here we go. Pride is the devil, and it definitely got a hold on me because that's the only thing that gets me through. Walking through this ghetto ass world after paying abundance of broken memories and pride to live and survive. With the thickness in my throat, I have a storm gathering inside me. I mean, I don't know what it is, but all I know is that the weight of the world and past sins make my shoulders slump while I hustle my way into town. A whistle, then a loud pop sizzles through the humid air. Right after a trail of smoke follows. From my perspective, the 4th of July ain't changed for real. People doing the same old. Barbecuing, drinking, loud ass music and popping firecrackers. Carrying on like their lives can be destroyed in a single night. 10 years later, and $50 and a few pairs of pants and shirts and my clean ass Nike Dunks, I have nothing else but questions and pain. Which is more than some folks got, I guess. So, that's a little bit, but my clean ass Nike Dunks, ghetto ass world. When I read that, I was like, ghetto ass world. Baddies, shot o'clock. That's what it made me think of. I was like, okay, Lydian, I understand where you're coming from. I really do. I get it. It's supposed to be an authentic portrayal. But done it was like, this ghetto ass world, man. These clean ass Nike Dunks. How millennial of you. And this is not a true criticism because I enjoy the book. But that made me pause. Yo, like, for real. I thought it was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny at the same time. But yeah, American Fiction, y'all. Please go read that. It is based off a real book called American Fiction. But go watch the movie. I think you can get it on demand. I think you can stream it too. So this is a shameless plug for American Fiction. It should have won Best Picture, in my opinion. It won Best Adapted Screenplay. So you know it's based on some heat because Oppenheimer was Best Original Screenplay. My bad, y'all. But American Fiction, the AAVE, it's authentic. It may catch you off guard, especially if you're black and you read it, you're like, okay, I get it. I'm with it. I'm with it all the way down. But yeah, that's all I had to talk about this week, y'all. This is a short episode 3. I don't want to keep y'all too long because I know y'all busy and got stuff to do. But anyway, go on over to the YouTube channel. I've been posting hella over there. I've been posting hella over there, trying to build it, trying to grow it. So check that out. I got plenty more YouTube exclusive content over there. So yeah. Hey man, this has been another episode of the Juju Writes podcast. Keep it locked.